Hey guys, welcome back. Good morning. We're going to do a reading today. We're going to do it a little different than we normally do. As you can see here, I have 5 decks that we're going to, I don't know, we'll try something different. I was in the mood to do something different today. So these are the archetype cards. So we're going to get one of these. And I hope everyone's having a lovely Saturday. It was pretty peaceful. Okay, that one so far. And then we're gonna get, this is a new deck. I just got the 4 Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. Looks like this. We'll get one of the agreements to go with the reading today. There. Oh, we'll get 2. Okay. Set those aside. And then I've taken a deck and just pulled out the Major Arcana. If you guys know me, you know that Major Arcana represent the life lessons that we're currently going through. So we're gonna take those. And then we're gonna get a healing message card. And see what we're currently trying to heal, or what healing advice. I'm not sure which will come out, but we'll see. We'll get a healing card. And those, okay. Oh, 3, okay. Set those aside. And then last we will get an animal spirit card. This deck is by Stephen Farmer. He also wrote the book, Spirit Animals. It's a small little brown book. I use it all the time. I'm very into my little spirit guides and in the way of animals. I think they speak to us quite a bit, and a lot of times we just don't notice it. But, you know, I heard something this morning on one of the videos I was watching about, it just autoplayed. I don't even know why I was listening to it, but how narcissists treat animals. And that was enlightening. I guess it's, you kind of already know, right? They're just not real nice to them. But anyway, interesting. See how people treat, you know, they say kids and animals are good judges of character. Well, a good judge of character is see how other people treat kids and animals, right? So, anyway, little piece of advice there, I guess. The animals are being quiet today. My animals are not being quiet, huh? Huh, guys? All right, we'll take that one. All right, so we are ready to start the reading after I hit the camera. Sorry, guys. So, I'll start with your archetype, and we have the Queen. And then actually we'll take the Major Arcana first. We're looking at the Chariot and Judgment. So, number 7 and number 20. Kind of interesting. That's actually my son's birthday. Okay, well, let's keep going. Our animal guide is the Badger. And our agreements that we're working on: stay present in the moment, always do your best. And another, always do your best, take action on your ideas. So I feel like that's twice we've been told to always do your best. So, but we'll talk this through in a moment. And then, let's see if I can make some room over here. That there, Badger. Always do your best. Always do your best. And then our soul healing messages. I disclosed this lesson to you when we first met. I'm thinking of you right now, and all I want you to know is I love you. So, interesting message today, guys. Interesting message. So let's start with the Queen. The Queen is the number 11 card. The archetype of the Queen. So she is the one that is balancing, putting herself and her needs first, but also keeping the collective in mind. Look, it looks like an eye, right? But then there's the moon in there. And we have the full moon coming up tomorrow. But she's tamed the snake, right? And there's a jewel on that snake that she managed to keep, right? Also, I see this flower, which looks like there's something in the flower. That there's like a seed, a planted seed. And she's that energy that knows when she plants a seed that it will bloom into a flower, and she doesn't overwater it. She doesn't overbearing. She's not overbearing, right? She just allows the seed to grow and trusts that it will be whatever it's meant to be, that it doesn't have to be what she tells it to be, right? She's tamed that energy of the snake, right? And if you think about what is a snake, you know what? Let's look up snake. Just because it's on there. So snakes mean, and I'm using Stephen Farmer's book. Snakes mean, what do they mean? Okay. About to go through some significant personal changes, intense and dramatic, so that an old self will metaphorically die as a new self emerges. So you experience dramatic, unexpected physical or emotional healing very soon, coming from an unexpected source. So healing and change, right? But she's directing that healing and change. She knows whatever's happening is in her highest good, and it is to be experienced in the now, right? It's not worrying about how it happened or worrying about how it's going to happen. She's just enjoying that it's happening. So that mature energy of leading by example, being the inspiration, is where we're at with that. And we get this with the Chariot, right? So the Chariot usually has two horses here, right? It would be black and white, and I usually see Chariot as a shadow card, but I'm not seeing shadow in this. I'm seeing victory, right? Her hands are raised in victory, and she's got the Sphinx on her side, and it's got wheels. So it's moving very fast. And what is that question that you have to ask the two Sphinx to pass, right? It's, what is it? What walks on 4 legs, then 2 legs, then 3 legs, right? What walks on 4 legs when it's born, then 2 legs, then 3. I forget. There's a riddle for that. But basically, it's quickly moving through the I can't think of the word. Through your lessons, through your archetypes, right? Moving through from baby to man to elderly, right? It's the maiden and the mother and the crone, and the stages in life that you go through, and moving through them quickly. So I feel like with this queen energy, your stages are going to move quicker, right? Whatever stages you're going through, you're going to just fly right through them to judgment. Judgment is, I see this as look through the looking glass, right? Think about Alice in Wonderland and how she looked. She had to go through the looking glass, right? Well, through the looking glass is looking at yourself, right? If you go through the mirror and you look back at yourself, you have to see yourself. You have to judge, and judgment is judgment of self, right? It's look at the 2 mirrors. If you're stuck in the middle of there, you can't escape it, right? And then there's our 2 pyramids, which is kind of like the 2 Sphinx, if you think about that question that you have to answer when you go through that portal. In that question, that riddle, the answer is man. The answer is self. Judging yourself, and you're your own worst critic. Nobody judges you worse than you judge yourself, and this is telling you to judge it in a balanced way. You know, own your shit, understand your dark side, but understand your light side too. You know, there's people that will sit and only ever think about all the good stuff that they do. You know, that they're the saints, they're the martyrs, they're the best, they're the perfect ones, right? And then you have those that are too far on the other side. They're like, oh, I'm a jerk, oh, I'm this, oh, I'm that, blah, blah, blah. And judgment is balance, understanding that you are a jerk and you are perfect. Understanding that, look at the 2 X's even, it's all balanced, light and dark. You have the light of the mirror here, the looking glass, and then you have the dark behind it. You can't see the stars, guys, without the darkness of the night behind it. There has to be a contrast. There has to be something bad in order for you to see something good. There has to be something dark in order for you to see something light, or light to see dark, as the case may be, right? You can't, let me think of a good light and dark one. I can't think of a good one. Anyway, it's that balance, right? Balancing and judging yourself fairly, right? Owning your shit, but also owning your good. Because a lot of times when we're in the process of doing shadow work and we have to own all this darkness, we can get so sucked down into it that we forget that there's good parts about us, or that there's good parts about the darkness, right? Even in darkness, there is light. There is learning, there is growth, there's gaining knowledge, there's understanding of yourself. And then the more you understand yourself, the more you can understand others, right? And then again, that brings us back to that queen energy. And queen at 10 is halfway to judgment here, right? It's contained. Oh, I'm sorry, that's 11. I didn't even see the I there. But it's contained within, actually it's contained within all of it, because it's the energy that override, that is directing this reading. So then we have Badger, perseverance. Dig in and see it through to completion. Okay, we'll talk about that in a minute. Always do your best. Take action on your own ideas. Always do your best, but stay present in the moment. So let's read the take action on your own ideas. Doing your best means to take action. You can have many great ideas in your head, but without action upon an idea, there will be no manifestation, no results, and no reward. And it looks like an eye. Does that not look like an eye? That's crazy. Stay in the present moment. And again, with the flowers and the butterflies. Yeah, the flowers here. Keep your attention on today and stay in the present moment. This is the beginning of a new understanding, a new dream. Okay, so I feel like new ideas are going to come in, and you're going to have to take action on it and see it through to its completion. So I'm actually going to move these around the way this story is kind of unfolding for me here. I disclosed this lesson to you when we first met. Who is that? We don't know yet. Let's see. We'll ask. Maybe we'll clarify that later with some tarot. I'm thinking of you right now. So whoever it was that you just thought of is the person that you have the soul contract with, or the soul that you have the soul contract with, that disclosed this lesson, that they already know. They're involved in it, right? And all I want you to know is I love you. So whoever it was, good, bad, or otherwise, was done, whatever it is that's happening in this lesson, they're doing it out of love. They are, I often tell people when they have to process a very difficult relationship in their life, and whether this is right or wrong, it's at least compassionate. I believe that someone who is very, very dark in your life, someone who has hurt you over and over and over again, is someone who you have a soul contract with. Someone who, prior to incarnating on this earth, you guys decided that there was a lesson that you wanted to learn. And in order to learn this lesson, some very dark things had to happen to wake you up to it. And this person agreed to be that dark person. Now think about how much love that person would have to have for you in order to incarnate with you into a situation that is so painful that it could possibly leave you hating them. And they were okay with that because it meant your soul growth. They did it for the greater good, if you will. And I think that's what this soul lesson is trying to tell you. You know, be the queen. Understand that everything is unfolding the way it's meant to unfold. The seed was planted, the contract was made, and it's coming up under the moonlight the way it's meant to. And that's going to plant more seeds, right? Because you've got a seed within a seed. You've got a seed within that flower. And more good will come of that. And see how it looks like an eye. And it's Spirit's asking you to see that. See it from that queen perspective. See that there's victory in this fast movement. See that, and it almost looks like a toy that a child would ride on, right? But we still have the tail of a lion almost. So what is that lion energy? What is that strength? What is that understanding of what is happening, right? We've got light and dark, light and dark, light and dark. There's a shadow, right, from the sun. There's shade. You don't see the shade from the Sphinx sphere, or even see the shade of her arms. It's the shade. She's not blocking the light, and this shade is reflecting that, right? She's moving very fast. So understand that things happen fast. I have that picture in my mind of Ferris Bueller. If you don't slow down, you might miss it, right? To judgment and see things as they are. But understand that when you see things as they are, you have to stop seeing them as you are. You have to be the observer. You have to observe from a place of non-judgment, a place of, it's not me, like be the reporter, right? Think about what a journalist has to do. They have to keep their emotions out of it. They report the facts, just the facts, right? And when you're judging yourself and you're judging your lessons, that's the energy that needs to happen, right? When you're doing that shadow work, don't judge it from an emotional place. Judge it based on its own value, right? There's a story about, I think it's tulips, when they were first discovered, if you will. They were in, I don't know what country, and I'm going to really butcher this story, but hopefully I'll get the general idea across. They grew in this country and they imported them. And it was only the wealthy that were able to afford tulips. So if you displayed tulips in your house, it was kind of a sign of wealth, right? Because they were so rare and they were so beautiful that everybody who had money wanted to have them. You know, everybody wanted them, but only people with an abundance of money could afford them. Well, at some point, they were able to not change the climate, but change it in that the tulips could grow anywhere. So these tulips became abundant. Well, suddenly their value in money went down because there was an abundance of them. They weren't as rare, and it got to be where anybody could have them. So the lesson in that story is the tulip itself didn't change, guys. It was the value that the humans put on to the tulip that changed. Supply and demand, I'm going to go through a whole business thing, but that's neither here nor there. The point being, the tulip didn't change. It was the value that the person put on the tulip that made it expensive or inexpensive, as the case may be. And that's what judgment is. You know, judge the tulip based on the tulip, not on its price. Okay? Then we always do your best, take action on your ideas, and you're going to get new ideas, new dreams, right? So when you get these new ideas and you stay present in the moment, do your best to take action on your ideas. Everything needs a catalyst, guys. Everything. We can sit and we can be in a classroom in school and we can learn all these facts and figures and we can pass all these tests and we can get all the A's in the world, right? Get on the honor roll, the whole 9 yards. Until you go out into the world and apply that knowledge, apply those lessons, apply that new growth into your life. You know, if you have a college PhD and you don't use that college PhD in any way, shape, or form, what good is it? Is it really any good? Is there any value to it, right? And go back to the tulip story. If the tulips grew and nobody ever noticed them, then from a human perspective, there's no value. There's no tulip, right? So take action on those ideas that are coming to you. And I do think that there's going to be a new dream as a result of this new understanding. As a result of understanding this, something new will come out of this reading for you. Badger, perseverance, dig in and see it through to completion. So I'm actually going to read from the book on that one, but I do think that speaks for itself in that get the idea, take action on it, and see it through to completion, right? That story with the Sphinx, you know, the answer is the baby, man, and elderly. See it through. Don't stop halfway, and trust that you will be supported on that journey. Trust that things will unfold exactly the way they're supposed to, because there will be victory. There will be victory. Don't give up so easily. You're going to have to be more patient and more persistent than you've ever been. The result or the answer isn't that far away, but you've just got to hang in there and stay with it. Too often in the past, you've tended to either give up too easily or try shortcuts through relationships, career, and even your spiritual growth. It's important enough for you to ask the question, then it's just as important for you to remain steady in your pursuit of the answer. So that's interesting. It doesn't matter if you've got a few inches or several miles to go. Take your time, no need to hurry, and keep your sights on the objective you'll have to put your feelings and any ambivalence aside for the time being. Indeed, you might even meet some resistance, but don't give up. You're really almost there. But before getting there, first live in the present. It's only from this present moment that you can truly proceed on your journey to get wherever you're headed. So get to it. Self-reliance, determination, assertiveness, and willingness. So exactly what we said, right? Seeing it through. Just you're right there. You're right there at the end of the, you can see the finish line. Don't give up now. You've put in all this work. and you're not seeing results yet. And that's okay, because a flower, how much work is happening under the soil before it blooms? They have to build a root system before they can bloom, right? All the growth is within. All of this knowledge, all of this work that you've been doing on yourself, you're victorious. You may not see it yet, but do your best. See it through to completion, because it's coming. It's right there, guys. It's right there. And again, with these, I think that was kind of separate. With whatever challenges you're facing in your relationships, in your life, are being done for your highest good. Trust that. Know that it is being done out of love. Even if it's not being done out of love here now, it was agreed to prior to incarnating on this life out of love. So I'm gonna leave it there, guys, because my voice seems to be going. I think that's the messages that we needed to hear today. So it was a little bit different. I hope you guys liked it. If you didn't, we'll go back to the old way, but I just felt like doing something different today. So yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna say one more thing. Judgment is the last card before the world. You're almost there, guys. Almost there. Just one last hurdle to cross, one last corner to turn, one last mile to run. Just stay present, take action, and finish it. See it through. All right, I'm gonna leave it there. Love you guys so much. Have a good one. Love and light.